Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my playthrough here. We'll start right at the beginning. You play as Rachel. She's a little girl. She wakes up one morning. She has a letter she's written to her brother who's off, somewhere off island. She'd like to go deliver this letter. Her world takes place in a floating sky city where blimps and other ships, sky ships, come and pick up packages and people and stuff like that. So she's asking her parents if she could go deliver this letter on this fine Sunday morning. Her parents say, "Sure, you can go. We're going to church afterwards, so make sure you meet us at church after you've done delivering your letter." Rachel, little girl, steps out. I haven't really blocked out the interior of her house yet. I'm going to worry about that later. I'm mostly focused on the general gameplay layout and whatnot. So, kind of treating this like the intro of a video game. So, she steps out, the player gets full control, and you get to first get a nice vista and a view that you are, in fact, on a sky island. You get to see blimps flying by, other floating islands. You're on the edge of this island with this little balcony out here. Everything's kind of very French inspired, so you get lots of greenery and flowers and baskets and things like that. So the player, the blimps are going to be traveling from right to left, so we're going to guide the player over to the left side. That's the only place they can go to, but we want to kind of guide them visually there. Um, the goal at first is to get to this lighthouse to deliver the letter. You won't get a clear shot of the lighthouse at first. You get a kind of a shot of the city and some of the buildings. Over here, you do get a little bit of a view of some of the docks coming off of the lighthouse area. There'll be some moving, tapestries or flags and things like that, maybe some cranes. I may do an actual blimp there as well, but the blimp might just be coming in at this point too. So if you kind of look back, you always see the blimp getting a little closer. So Rachel will come over here. She'll get some, kind of cool shots of the city. We want her to go out here, but if the player does want to explore out on this side, they will get rewarded with a slight shot of the lighthouse if they really reach over. And if they really do look over, they get a little red hint of the post box that we're trying to get to. But this is really like an extra reward for exploring. But you do get a nice shot of the docks and things like that. We're going to go over here. We're going to guide the player over to the left side. Um, they get a little shot of some of the things they will be traversing and taking a look at. So they get little hints of an upstairs area there, and the little middle tower of this town square. We're going to be using lots of things here to guide the player to the right hand side. Now the player can go left here for a bit. In the game, we'll either block this off with either some townspeople, hustling and bustling, or just like a narrative thing of Rachel being like, "No, this isn't the way to the lighthouse." Depending on how far we want the player to go, I did kind of block out a little bit or plan out a little bit here where you can kind of see the church from afar, but I don't think I'll let the player go this far at this point. We're going to get our first shot here of the main part of the city. So this is, maybe some markets and some houses and things like that, and the player will get a little glimpse of the top of the lighthouse if they do look, but we really want them just to focus on the town here for now. So they're going to come around here, they're going to get this nice shot of this bridge and a gate. The gate will be closed. We could narratively, have somebody trying to fix the gate or just kind of say that, hey, it's not open on Sundays or not yet or something like that. Rachel's left kind of early to deliver this mail. Um, as she gets here and she realizes she can't go forward, she'll turn around and, the stairs will kind of guide her up. This part of the market will be a lot more complicated than where we were here before, with lots of things kind of pointing and framing her to get up here. She'll see the blimp still moving across. As she gets over here, we'll get a nice shot of the back half of the city. That's not explorable yet, but it's, for the rest of the game. You'll kind of get to see that, hey, there's, you know, a lot more elevation to the city. There's like a big cliffside. If there's any important building that's for later in the game, we can kind of put it up on there. But what I did do here is I did make the cross visible from this area here. So if the player kind of just goes through, I may move the church back a little bit or frame it a little better, but that's kind of the idea here is I want players to kind of keep that in mind that that's their secondary goal. So they'll come up here. This is going to be our tutorial on how to climb some pipes. Plumbing pipes. I don't have the mechanics, so right now the player will just jump up. As they come up here, they'll get a nice reveal of the lighthouse, and this is their first kind of hint of it. I want the player to go over there, so I've kind of blocked off the secondary goal over here with umbrellas. I've also put these ropes here. I'm going to hang some lights on them, or that was the plan anyways, to kind of make this feel like a nice little market, or like a little patio, I mean. They're kind of obscuring the lighthouse in a way that I kind of like, but I don't like. So I don't know. I may keep them or not. But if the player goes over here, they get a nice view of the lighthouse. They're rewarded with this nice clear shot with some nice framing. As they turn around, we'll get this umbrella and other elements in the level pointing them to this lower level of the patio. They'll come down here. They can look back at the city again. They'll see the blimps moving. They could look back at where they started. And here, this area is really big right now, just so I could run around. But in the actual game, I would like to do like a wall scuttle shimmy kind of thing to introduce that mechanic. They'll kind of get to see where they were before. So that's the gate and the bridge. They'll climb up here. This gate will be closed. I haven't done the scripting for this yet, but they'll get a nice view of the lighthouse here. Still a little obstructed. I don't want to give away that shot yet. This will be blocked, and I'm going to use some of the shadows and stuff to kind of guide the player over to this side here. And they're going to be up on the bridge, and this is where they get their first real nice, clean shot of the lighthouse, and that means they're almost at their goal. As they get closer, the post box will get revealed. It'll be in red there, so they'll get to scuttle up there. Um, and they're really close to being able to get there, but then, oh, all the townspeople are here. They're going to be blocking the way, trying to get their mail sent or get tickets or whatever. They're going to be like, "Get out of here, little kid." So you're gonna have to find a way to kind of get around there. So you're gonna explore. We're gonna go over on some rocks or crates or whatever over here, and this is where we're gonna introduce a ledge climb and like a ledge shimmy. I don't have that mechanic yet, so I kind of just have this. Poorly working jump right now. But as we get over here, I want players to come on down, and this is where they're going to get to see the blimp like finally docked over here. They'll get a nice big shot of the blimp. I haven't blocked that out yet because I'm still kind of designing the blimp, but I'll probably put in a placeholder for the next round. As they come around here, they get a nice view of their post box, and we can have a little cinematic of Rachel delivering her mail and whatnot. And here you can see the church in the background, slightly framed by these buildings here. After the cinematic, we'll hear some church bells, ding dong. It's time for church kind of thing. So kind of get Rachel into the second phase of the map there, which is to then head over to the church. So as we do get over here, we do. I'm still working on the framing here. We'll probably have some clouds and some of the buildings here as I develop them more, framing this church. The townspeople will start dispersing, also either heading over or, the thing will be closed. And we'll get a nice backtracking section through our bridge, and we'll get to see a bit more of the town that we didn't get to see on this side. And as we come over here, we're going to nicely frame the church here with the gate and the opening there. So as we get over here, Rachel came down from there. This will be open, so we'll kind of allow her to get through there. We'll get a little hint there, and as you get over here, we'll get a nice framed shot of the church. And players could either jump down or go around. They can explore a bit. This will be for later in the game where it's more opened up and players can kind of explore everywhere. They'll get to go here and whatnot. But for now, we'll keep that blocked. And as players move their way over here to the kind of residential area, they'll get to see the church down on this valley, and then this is where my project will end for now, but in the actual game, they would continue on to this second section. So I'm going to continue blocking this out. Once I'm happier with the vistas and some of the shots and some lighting, I'll move on to the next phase, which is going to be doing placeholders for all these things and seeing what kind of problems we run into there. But part one, I think, is feeling pretty good, and we'll continue that. And I'll probably do another video once I'm fully finished with the block out and happy with where it's at. Cool. Thank you.